Hello everyone, welcome to Vibe Fashion's YouTube channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. So today we are going to be learning how to make this lovely crop top with a bell sleeve you see the model wearing. If this is what you're interested in learning, kindly stay tuned while we get right into the tutorial. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please kindly hit on the subscribe button to subscribe and also put on the notification bell so that you get notified once I post a new video. Thank you. So this is the fabric I'll be using to achieve this crop top. It's an Adire fabric. So the measurements we need to achieve this crop top is the shoulder measurement, the bust measurement, then the length of the top, and then you need your round sleeve and your sleeve length. Those are just the measurements you need. So I'll go ahead and fold my fabric. Here I'm working with a bust of 34 inches. 34 divided by 4, that's 8.5. So I'll add 2 inches to that measurement. So I'm going to be having 10.5 plus half inch for turning my line. So basically 11 inches. So as you can see, I've folded my fabric into 4. I'll be drafting for both front and back together. So the part you see me touching is going to be the center front and the center back. And then this side that is open will be for the side front and side back. So first I will draw my starting line, which is going to serve as the shoulder line. Go ahead and mark 3 inches on that starting line and then mark half of the shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. So and half of the shoulder measurement of my client is 7.5 plus half inch, that's 8 inches. So that 8 inches is plus half inch for joining the sleeve. Okay, so I'm going to create the shoulder slant now, and then I'll go ahead to come down with the armhole measurement. So from the slanted part, I'll come down by 7 inches, which is her armhole measurement, which is also the chest line. So once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark 8 inches also at that point. This is to confirm the shoulder measurement so that I have a straight line. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark the length of the top. So the length of the top I'm making is 18 inches. So 18 inches plus my hemming allowance of 1.5. So that will give me 19.5. So I'll just go ahead and straighten out my lines. So next I'll go ahead and enter quarter of the bust measurement on the chest line, which is the armhole line. Quarter of the bust measurement is 8.5 plus 1 inch for ease and then 1 inch for my sewing allowance. So basically that is the regular 2 inches we add for our sewing allowance. We always sew on 1 inch and then 1 inch is for ease. So now I have 10.5 on the chest line. So next, I'll go ahead and draw my armhole. So I'll get the midpoint of the armhole by folding my tape into two like this. I'll go in by half of an inch at the midpoint there, and then I'll slant it back to the shoulder tip. Okay, then I'll go ahead and curve it to the bust measurement. So this is the back armhole. Remember, I'm drafting for both front and back. At that same midpoint, I'll go in by 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch, and then I'll slant it back to the shoulder tip and then curve it to the bust measurement. So this is the front armhole. The front armhole is deeper than the back armhole. Okay, so having done that, now I'm going to enter quarter of the bust measurement on the waistline. So here, quarter of the bust measurement on the waistline, that is 8.5. So I'm not using the waist measurement on the waistline. I'm using quarter of the bust measurement on the waistline. And then I'll go ahead and add 1 inch for my sewing allowance. So here I am not adding ease, unlike the bust that I added ease, because we're using the bust measurement on the waistline. This is to give it that hanging look and freeness around the tummy area. Okay, So having done that now, for the front piece, I want the front piece to be a bit higher than the back. So remember that the full length of this top is 18 inches plus my hemming allowance of 1.5. So here in front, I will go up by that 1.5. So I'm going to be stopping at 18 inches. Then I'll create a slight curve. So this is because I want the front to be a little higher to give it that curved look. So can you see? So that 1.5 basically is the hemming allowance that I added. So this is how I'm placing my curve now. I'm placing my pattern master to create this shape. So this is how the front is going to be, and the back will remain the way it was from the beginning. That's with the hemming allowance of 1.5 inches. So now I'll go ahead and mark the neckline. I'm going to be using a neck width and a neck depth of 3 inches, which is 3 by 3, and then I'll go ahead and curve it out. So that's that for it. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'll be cutting on the back since the back is bigger than the front. So I'll go ahead and cut for the back before I take out the back and cut the front piece. Okay, so now at the hem, I'll just go ahead and cut the back. I'll cut at the original length of 19.5. So now we have our back piece. So we can take it out and then retrim the front to have exactly what we want to have in front. So first I'll trim the armhole, and then I'll go ahead and trim the hemline there. So I haven't cut out my front piece. Can you see what we have? The front is curved and the back is straight. So it just has a way of giving it that nice look and balance in front. Okay, so I'll also cut out my lining. I'll make my lining shorter by the hemming allowance I added, which is 1.5. Okay, so the next we're going to do is to cut the sleeve out. So for the sleeve, I folded my fabric into four. I'll be drafting both sleeves at the same time. First, I marked my starting line, and I'm going ahead to mark the cap's height. The cap's height is the bust divided by 12 plus half inch. That's how you get your cap's height. So at that point, I drew a straight line. On the cap's height line, I'll mark 7 inches, which is our armhole measurement on that line. Then I'll slant it upwards to meet the starting line. So having done that, I'll get the midpoint of the slanted line. As it is a slanted line now, you can see it has increased to 8 inches. So that midpoint, which is 4 inches, I'll get the midpoint of the upper part. So that's 2 inches, and I'll come down and get the midpoint of the lower part also. So once I've gotten that point, I'll go up to the midpoint of the upper part, come out by half inch, and then at the midpoint of the down part, I went in by half of an inch. So you can see I want to connect the 3 points together. So I'm going to curve it. Can you see the shape I have? And then I'll turn my pattern master upside down like you can see me doing, and connect the 3 points to down. Can you see? So now I have the sleeve cap. So I'll go ahead and add my sewing allowance of 2 inches at that point. So having done that, I'm going to open it up to the width of the sleeve, what I folded. And what I folded at this point is 12 inches on fold, which is going to be 24 inches when opened. And then the length of the fabric I folded, or the length of the fabric I have here, is 26 inches. The actual length of the sleeve is 24 plus 2 inches for hemming allowance. So I'm going to slant my line as the sleeve measurement, that's the sleeve cap measurement. I'm going to slant it open to the 12 inches width I have there. So can you see how I opened up to get my bell sleeve? can see the down part is wider. So at that point there at the hem, now can you see that I have 24 inches when it is open. That's 12 inches on fold. Meanwhile, at the upper part, I have the 7 inches plus sewing allowance of 2 inches. I hope you understand. So now at the hem there, I'm going to go up by 2 inches at the hem of the sleeve to create this curved shape. I want this sleeve to have this angle shape around that hem line there. So that's what you can see me doing from the hem. I'm going up by 2 inches. So I'll curve it to meet the length, just like I did for the front part of the top. So for the front part of the top, and how I curved it in. So that's just what I'm going to do here. So I'll go ahead and cut out that curved shape and cut out the sides, and our sleeve is ready. Okay, so can you see the curved shape I was talking about? Just the same way I curved the shape of the top, that's the front piece. That's exactly what I repeated here. So now I've also gone ahead to cut my linings, and you can see that my lining is shorter than the main fabric. The same thing was done for the back. For the sleeve, I won't be needing lining. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and first sew the hem line. I'm going to be joining the hem on 1/2 inch and then turn the neckline too on 1/2 inch. Okay, I'll also close up the sides and then bring it out from the armhole. I'll be doing French finishing for this. So I'll just go and do that. I'll repeat the same thing for the back and then I'll come back and show us. So I'm done stitching the neckline and the hem. So all I need to do right now to make the neck relax, I'm going to be notching around the neckline. You want to just be very careful with this so that you don't cut your thread, that's your seam line. So after notching it, I'll flip it to the right side and iron it properly. So you can see the hem too. Can you see? It turned over. So at the down part there for the front, I'll need to notch that part since it is curved. You need to notch it so that it can relax well. I'll repeat the same thing for the front, then press it. So for the sleeves, this is me folding the hem. I folded 1/2 inch first and then another 1/2 inch. So you can see I'm pressing it down. You want to make sure that you're following the curve. You want that curved shape on the sleeve to come out well. So you just need your pressing wood that so that it can help keep it down. So that's it. I also have done the same thing for the second sleeve. All I need to do is to take it to my sewing machine and stitch it down. So for the bodies, that's for the front and back bodies, I've joined the shoulder together. So next I'm going to apply my hemming gum to in between the lining and the fabric. This is to help hold the lining down very well. This is just to make the neckline firm. You don't want your lining sticking out in front. So that's the essence of applying this hemming gum, to hold it down so that the neckline sits intact. So of course you need your iron to press the hemming gum down. It needs to dissolve so that it sticks very well. So I'm done with that. You can see I've gone ahead to stitch my sleeve to the armhole and see, and I sewed on my 1 inch sewing allowance. You see that? So I'm just going to flip it to the right side so that we can see how beautiful this crop top came out. I hope you enjoyed watching this video this far. If you did, kindly give me a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends. Please leave a comment, ask questions if you have any, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. So you can see the front, you can see how beautiful the top is. You can see how that part is curved. It came out really well. So I'm going to show us my client wearing her crop top. I made a pencil skirt for it, and the pencil skirt has a bow at the back. If you would like to see the video of how I made the pencil skirt, please indicate in the comment section. I'll be posting it right after this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.